Hey guys, it's Melanie Sobocinski. So I wanted to talk today about stress because is there a stress ender? Because we all have stress, right? We all have, day-to-day things that kind of stress us out and get us feeling a little bit like we're losing our mind type thing. So, and apparently I am not feeling stressed, but it's showing up. And the reason I know that is because people have been asking me. And there's a couple things going on in the background that maybe are stressing me out, but I don't really feel it. But it's, like I said, showing. So you know that like 90%, 80 to 90% of doctors' office visits are stress related. You know, like life gets a little stressful. We feel like we're losing our minds. We end up having stomach issues, or we end up having like chronic headaches. And we go into the doctor for the headache or the stomach issue, which is probably stress related. So I'm going to talk about the 3 types of stress that we have and their effects on our health, because guys, like, stress kills. I'm not going to lie about that. When it gets to certain points, it can really jack up your health. So the 3 types of stress. Number 1 is acute stress. And I always remember this, like when we did like the acute and obtuse angles, and I was like, oh, acute, they're so cute, they're small, right? So acute stress it's common. We all have it. It's like day-to-day little things. It's short-term. Maybe something crazy went on. Maybe you had a bad day. Your adrenaline kind of gets you going, and then it kind of comes back down. So it shoots up, and then you're able to level back out and be like, okay, like it was a stressful day, but tomorrow's a new day, But it kind of does have short-term effects, because let's talk about it. If you're stressed because you're worried about going on a job interview, or you're stressed because you're worried about a family member or whatever it is, you might notice like you're not sleeping well, your stomach kind of hurts, you may have some headaches, and in all honesty, it can make your blood pressure go up. But it's acute, remember, it's small. So things kind of chill out and go back to normal. The next type of stress is called episodic acute stress. Now, there's a reason why those 2 words are together, because acute stress can kind of cross over into this. And it seems like people are always having a crisis with this kind of stress. It's when acute stress crosses over and it doesn't really go away. Like it's just, you're always on edge. You're maybe short fused. You're on constant overload with life, and it's just getting to you, and you feel like this fuse is about to blow, okay? And maybe you have a lot of nervous energy. And some people, you can tell that they have this stress because they're just like high strung, and they're just, doing all these crazy things. And sometimes this episodic stress you're like the worrier. You're the what if, what if this happens, or what if that happens? And I've crossed over into this. Let me tell you, I still get these what if feelings. And then sometimes it'll get into like a generalized anxiety disorder, and it can really start to wreak havoc on your health. Like not only the side effects of, again, stomach issues, high blood pressure, heart issues, your immune system can be stressed. Some of this, because it's so constant, it may require treatment, which is where that 80 to 90% ends up going to the doctor. Like, oh, my neck is so tight, I just don't get it. Or I've been having really bad headaches, or I'm sick all the time. It's the stress that you are encountering without a timeout moment that is over and over and over again, blowing those short fuses, that is causing these health issues. Because if you just had time to let your body relax, all of the systems in your body wouldn't be going crazy, okay? So this is where the side effects kind of can get a little bit serious. So the next stress is chronic stress. This is pretty much the most harmful stress. This is when your stress is untreated for long periods of time, where you maybe have generalized anxiety disorder, or like super stress over stressiness, and you're not working on ways to calm yourself down, or on ways to, bring that back to normal, or eliminate some of the stress. Now, I know stress is crazy. We all have it. We can't eliminate it because our boss causes us stress, and if we quit our job, then we'll lose our high. Calm down. Don't stress over it, right? Don't stress over it. There's always another way, okay? There is always another way. So Sometimes chronic stress deteriorates you physically and mentally. And sometimes you can see that on a person. Apparently mine is showing, but I don't really think it's chronic because right now it's acute. There's some things going on that, this too shall pass and it's okay. So I know it's not going to turn into chronic stress. Plus, I don't really feel it. Apparently it's just showing. But like you can tell people, like, let's say you look at someone from like 2 years ago and you look at them and like, oh my gosh, they've really had, some stressful moments in their life and it's taken a toll on them. It takes a toll sometimes on your appetite. Again, stomach issues, gut issues, lead to hormonal issues, lead to tension, lead to headaches, heart disease. You guys don't think this is true. Yes. I can tell you that it is probably 187% true. I've watched it happen to people. I really have. You can be completely great with all your numbers and have such terrible stress in your life that you can just have like a severe, massive heart attack. Stress, right? So we have to understand that sometimes we need to take timeouts. And sometimes when you get into this stage of chronic stress, it's like you're hopeless. You just don't think that there's anything better that is going to get you out of this stress. And I'm going to tell you, I've seen people go through some really, really stressful, crazy situations, and they come out okay, right? They don't let it consume them. And I know sometimes that's easier said than done, but it can lead to so many things: heart attacks, strokes. I mean, you are like, just think of, I don't even know what to compare it to, like the stress of squishing down something, right? Everything just comes out of it. Its form changes. It doesn't look the way it used to. It doesn't feel the way it used to. It doesn't perform the way it used to. That's what happens under that chronic stress to your body, to your systems, I'm going to tell you what, there's sometimes, I did do, it's funny that these two kind of link together. I did a video in my private healthy living group about being a batshit crazy person, and how we all have been there, right? But when you get to that point of hopelessness and chronic stress and just these illnesses, these avoidable illnesses, these reversible illnesses that 90% of us are going to the doctor because of the stress to have these issues given a pill thrown at. If you can work on the stress and work on ways to manage it and work on ways to, sometimes you have to avoid certain things. You have to change your life. You have to revamp it. And I know, like if it's the job that's stressing you out, that's really difficult. So then if you can't change that situation, what can you change? How can you look at things in a different way? How can you, I hate this job. I'm stuck in this job and I'm screwed. I can't do anything about it. Maybe that's the case, because I know that's a lot of things that people will throw at me. And, I'll use a real quick story here before I stop. I did have a friend/client that was under some serious stress at work, serious stress. And she was scared. She was scared to say anything. And finally she was like, okay, I can't control this, but I can control me. So she worked on some things there, and she actually became confident enough to have a conversation with her boss. And a lot of things changed. So chronic stress does not have to be something that you are chronically having. We all have stress. There's never a good time not to have stress. There's never a good time to, say, hey, I can't deal with life right now because I'm stressed. But there's ways to keep it in that realm of not becoming that 80 to 90% that needs to go to the doctor for some ailment that comes from stress. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind about things that, maybe someone that was like, oh my God, yeah, they were so stressed out and they had a freaking heart attack because of the stress. And then never addressed that stress issue, and then they had another heart attack. I know people that have happened to. And it's not cool to watch. It's not, it's like you just want to hug them and be like, it's okay. Like, you can work through that. You can bring your stress levels down. If you're not sure, maybe you need to, seek help for it. Maybe you need to speak with, a therapist or something to get coping skills. Not a pill, skills to cope, right? Because it's not always, here, have a pill for your blood pressure. Well, I'm still stressed. My blood pressure is never going to go down no matter what kind of medication you give me. And that medication stresses other systems in your body. So keep that in mind. Stress is something that really, really can take a toll on your health. It can take a toll on your family. And it can lead to death. Like, for real. So I hope that you have kind of looked at this and said, oh, yeah, like I kind of cross over into that almost chronic stress border. Let me work on bringing it back up. Let me work on trying to bring it all the way up to acute stress. And sometimes it goes into the episodic acute stress, but I can bring it back up, right? So stress should only be temporary because we all have it. Tomorrow's another day. You don't have to go through it every single time. Stephanie, I'm curious if it's bigger things or kind of what happened, what a few weeks ago. We can talk about that. I don't like that either. I don't like to hear that because kids shouldn't have to feel that way. But yeah, you're stressed. You're not alone. People get stressed. It's just a matter of, does it consume your life? And is it making you sick? And if that's the case, then you have to stop and take a time out and a 5-minute breather and be like, okay, what can I do? Because maybe some of these situations around me won't change or they can't change, but what can I do to make that less stressful? Because when you're in chronic stress, you're freaking miserable. Your life probably sucks. I get it. You get hopeless and you don't think you're ever going to be able to dig yourself out of that hole, but you can. So that is all I have today on stress. You guys have a great day, and there you go. Stress is calling me. I don't know who it is, actually. Oh, well, I better get this one. You guys have a great day, and we'll chat later. Bye-bye.